இதுல ஷேர்ங்கிறது என்டையர் ஸ்கிரீன்ல இப்போ பிரசன்ட் நவுன் இருக்குப்பா. ஒன் மினிட். டேப் கொடுக்கட்டுமா விண்டோ கொடுக்கட்டுமா? இதுல தெரியுதா? இப்ப தெரியுதா? ஷேர் பண்ணா தெரியுதா? Is it screen is visible, pa? Gerald?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So, faculty members, both faculty members and students are here. Very good. See, this particular webinar is part of IAC activity. That is, this fourth quarter activity what AICT has defined. Whoever is attending our IAC program regularly, they should have more knowledge about how incubators in India as well as in abroad work. That is very important thing. And in fact, AICT mandates to do these kind of programs. So it will be, these are two important terms, I would say, incubator and accelerator. But many faculty members would have heard about incubators. But these are like basic part of vocabulary. They should know and how these accelerator work. India, we have more incubators in the academic setup, and we have more accelerator from the corporate side. So we don't have maybe one or two accelerator programs might be there here and there, but predominantly we have incubation program that is linked to academic institutions basically. So I will give detail about these incubation centers. So before we start, see, in 2015 I think we have started, Manishekhar sir have started our incubation center in 2015, like 6 years back. At that time incubators were not there that much. I would say maybe in India totally we would have had less than 40 or 50, but maybe very few out of that were operating in a much bigger way, like IIT incubation centers, IIT Chennai incubation centers, and some other IIM incubation centers. But now every engineering college is planning to set up a incubation center in their campus. You all know that, but it is a competitive thing now. So to apply for grants and get an incubation support is not that easy. So what government is suggesting is, if a college does not able to get, whether it is a engineering college or a polytechnic college or an arts college, if they cannot able to set up an incubation center, they can tie up with other colleges having incubators as a co-incubation program. So now we have incubation centers, but there are some colleges that doesn't have incubation centers. So maybe we can act as a center, central hub, and we can even link more incubation centers from outside too. So that is one of the things. Startup venture studios are getting popular. See, of course, my company Pongo Ventures, we operate more like a venture studio model. I'll come to that a little later. Incubators mostly come post ideation, or you'd say post POC stage or post prototype stage or something. But accelerator come once the startup has been established as a startup and they have little revenue or some kind of attraction, and then they enter acceleration program for 3 months to 6 months. Many international incubators are accepting application from Indian startups also. I'll come to the later part. And again, when we talk about incubation center, we are an MSME approved business incubation center. Our NEC business incubator, that is now framed as a Session 8 company and a special purpose vehicle of our parent trust, National Educational Trust, is a well-established incubation center, we can say. Because we have our structure and we are approved by MSME, but there are many colleges in South, they don't even have any kind of a central government approval. You might ask, what is the advantage of recognition by a central government? So we have varied advantages, like getting government grants, seed fund, all those things, we can avail directly, and we can provide those kind of support to our new incubatees as well as to our old incubatees. That is not a problem. Currently, we are incubating more than 10 incubatees in our campus. So that is a good part, and every year we plan to incubate 5 to 10 incubatees. Okay, now I'll give a detailed difference between incubation centers and accelerators. Say, for example, an entrepreneur is there. He has a well good idea, and he already has a prototype, and it's not only an entrepreneur is within the campus, he can be from anywhere. Say, we have an entrepreneur from Coimbatore or Chennai, so we have our own thrust area now. We encourage web and mobile tech startups in one end. The other end, we are planning to encourage more mechanical related startups also in future cohort or something once the college reopens and goes in a full way. So as an incubator, definitely we have to provide space. It's a co-working space, you can call it, or it can be a separate cubicle or something. And then we provide some kind of training also nowadays for our incubators, how to validate their idea. And this week, we plan to conduct an product market fit analysis, product solution fit analysis, business model canvas. So those kind of trainings also provided to current incubatees apart from their academic things, whatever they learn. If a incubatee want to set up their company in a legal way, they should know some kind of a management concept and startup establishment techniques and methodologies are there. So we systemically follow design thinking methodology of startup creation, and for the past 2 years that is what we follow, and we have been training external as well as internal incubatees in the same fashion of how it is being recommended by AICTE. AICTE recommends, in fact, design thinking methodology, meaning it starts with a problem statement and it ends with a product market fit and taking it to a customer and then validating it. So these things are being regularly conducted in our business incubation centers. And we also now since we got a lot of webinars, we are also helping them in validating their hypothesis with some kind of a support systems. Not necessarily every incubator has to fund their startups. Some incubation center just provide space. Some incubation center have given access to their makerspace lab. Some incubation center has given access to the specific trust area lab. Say some college is supporting only agri-tech, they are doing only that. Some are helping only in IoT based startups, as far as I know. So every college setup incubators are giving some kind of a specialized thing in one or two trust areas, and we are also giving in that way. But when you're, as I said, now incubation is a very new thing in most colleges. Getting into acceleration is a early thing. So accelerators can play a major role after 2 years of incubation in a college campus. Say, for example, if one of the incubator in our college has graduated from us, then they can enter into an acceleration program where they will help their startup to get some quick market penetration and other things. So entering an accelerator itself, they have certain criteria, like they need to have little traction. Traction in the sense, say if there is a product, our mechanical student has established one agri product, right? So he has a very good traction, I would say, but he has graduated, I think, now from our incubation center. He has developed and he has marketed one product, and in fact, he got ordered worth of some 30 lakhs. And he in fact supplied those products to that farmers locally. That means his customers. So now he is in a better shape, I would say, to enter an accelerator where they will help that incubator to take him to a next level. Say he can, he want to enter a market with, a bigger customer base. Say he has to get an order of 1 crore or 2 crore. They will help them, those kind of incubators, to go to a next level. Now, in our incubation centers, currently who are an incubator, they are little in the early stage. Some have just launched their MVP product, or some are in the process of building their MVP product, and some are just getting little traction on their product, but it will take some time. Every startup, from problem statement till validating their thing, it will take at least 18 months to 12 months. I have seen that, this is what happening in the academic setup. If they're an individual entrepreneur, maybe they're dedicating a full time, it is taking like less time, but they have to take care of their academic work. If they're a student, and of course faculty members, they have to take the teaching load, and apart from that, they can spend only 20% of the time. So in that scenario, it is taking at least 2 years for them to get a basic traction for their startup, meaning some customers, and then validating those hypotheses. So till that time, 2 years, that's what, in our incubation center, we have set up a policy in KRIC that we have this 2-year policy of incubating a startup. After officially they enrolled as an incubator of NEC, then they're getting 2 years of some kind of support services, access to our office space and a lab thing, those kind of thing. But as I said, for every startup we don't commit fund, but now we have few more startups also. They're not looking for fund, but they need other support, like office setup. They need their cubicle, they need a co-working space, they need to have access to some kind of lab. So that is, we very much welcome those kind of people also. But some people exclusively need fund. So in that scenario, we may not be able to support everyone. In that, it is a selective process. We are giving funds to selective people. So, as I'll take an example of our incubation center as a CRIC. Definitely, we are helping them with some business basics, learning management concepts. We are providing them with networking activities. During this pandemic, we did a startup-a-thon program, and we are connected with more than 14 experts from design experts till some kind of an investors. We have provided networking virtually, and now we have a very good infrastructure here. And with this, we are trying to get more support from central government in terms of infrastructure. In the infrastructure, we have an IIC hall that is very big, where now Gerald is sitting. Apart from that, for incubators, we are having an excellent cubicle and co-working space at par with IIT Chennai and other incubation centers. So and our chairman and our management team has been very much supportive to give more space to incubators in case that is rising down the road. Maybe if we get more than 10 or 20 incubators, then getting a co-working space from our management is easy. So if you're setting up and if you're planning to expand, that is a very easy process in our campus, in our incubation centers. So definitely on their behalf, now we are applying for government grants. So hopefully you all know the difference between a grant and a fund, other funds, like a seed fund, or a seed fund for both equity and debt. So can anyone say what is the difference between a loan and a grant here? Then we'll talk about software. Can any one faculty member or student here say what is the difference between a grant and a bank loan, or a loan? Not leave it bank loan, just a loan.
Sir, actually grants are the financial awarded by the government for a specific purpose or for specific work.
Very good. Government funds or grants are mostly government grants only. Not private sector won't give grants. But
okay.
There will be some difference in the interest level that we are paying. Like maybe for the bank loan we have to pay some high level of interest. Maybe for grants we don't have to pay that much.
Very good. That is another good point. Grant. If you get a grant, you don't have to repay. In fact,
Repay,
99% of the grant it's for you. From if you get a grant for your startup, say, of course there are people get grant for their project also, project level in academic institution. But now, for example, a DST under Nidhi program is giving grants for certain startups, and they're giving loans as a loan for certain startups. Loan in the sense, again, as Harisar mentioned, loans are of high interest, and their moratorium period is very less. What is a moratorium? Can anyone tell what is a moratorium? Moratorium is nothing but a legal delay of payment terms. Say, for example, you availed a loan from an incubation center, and you can start paying after your graduation period. See, NEC provide loan, and the repayment starts only after 2 years, or if they are making good money, a revenue, or some kind of other fund for their startup, they can repay at that time at a very, very much lesser interest rate, and we haven't even defined. So because our chairman is very generous, he said, if you're giving like 1 lakh as a prototype money as a soft loan in the sense, both the interest is very, very less, or it's sometimes zero also, and the repayment period starts after 2 years. Or beautiful thing is, after your startup makes money after 3 years or 4 years. Some startups make money after 3 or 4 years. But better than that is a government grant. You get 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs grant money where you don't even have to repay, but they will have some kind of a catch, in the sense you should have published a paper, or you should be a DIPPT, a DPIIT recognized thing. They'll put a criteria, and they would have validated thing. So they're more stringent because it's a government grant, because they will face some kind of auditing. You cannot just leave in the middle and go. But you don't have to repay. But you don't have to repay. But soft loans you have to repay. For example, Samansulli ma'am and Ganapati Ram started a startup as a faculty startup. They got like 88,000 as a prototype fund, prototype loan from our incubation center, because they signed an incubating agreement where it says it's a soft loan, but it's not very tough thing for any entrepreneur to repay. It's a very easy thing where we mentioned as, if you make money, say for example 50 lakhs or 1 crore, at that time you please repay this 88,000 with less interest or with no interest also. So after 2-3 years, if they repay that 1 lakh, it will be helpful for other incubators here at that time. Am I right? So it is that generous loan policy we have. But apart from that, we are also trying to get grants for our incubators where they don't even have to repay. All they have to do is quickly validate their startup. They have to employ few people. They have to give employment for our students who are graduating, or whoever locally in Koilpatti, they have to provide job employment. So with that purpose, government is giving grant money. How quick, they are establishing. I'm talking about the startup grant, not about the project grant. Of course, the DST all provide project grant also. I'm talking about startup grant. So where is you have to register as a company quickly. You launch your product. You have you at least capture a small market, a niche market in your area. It is good. This is what their expectation is. So when they see performance metrics, what you can give back to the grant is not the money, whatever you avail from them. Even if you generate 5 to 10 people, recruit 5 or 10 people and give them employment, that is more sufficient for a government grant. Because it's a very big thing, when you employ 10 people, you're giving employment to 10 people. That itself is a great thing. I'm just giving an example. The more employment you provide, it is good for the local economy. My point here is, startup grants performance thing is directly linked to employment creation. In many grants, they see how many women workers you have employed. Those are like important parameters they consider. So that's good. If you employ 10 people and out of which you say you employed 3 or 4 women, that again is a good sign. These are the things you have to do. That's what they're asking. So now there are more government grants, I would say, compared for government grants for startups. Previously, for the past 10-15 years, I have seen only project grants. Tamil madam knows more about this project grants. Am I right, ma'am? You yourself have got a lot of project grants. Am I right?
We have got fund from DST, sir, around 22
DST.
lakhs.
That is for a project grant. Am I right, ma'am?
Project grant.
Project grant. But now, last month you applied for a startup grant. Maybe in your project grant they give a different metric. Am I right? You get a grant, you have to develop that project, you have to implement that. So okay, that is one thing you would have done. But you don't have to repay. Definitely at that time, for any kind of grant you don't have to repay. But
if anything is unutilized, then that amount alone we have to repay.
Alone will be, yeah, that criteria is there for a startup grant also. But here the performance is directly linked to employment. Now you have employed 2 people. Am I right, ma'am? Now you have in your startup. So if you avail 20 lakhs or something, 2 employees. So if you employ 10 people, then that is a great performance you have done with that grant money. So that is what they see. And of course, technology also there. There are development of technology, but the final end thing is how many people you have employed and directly or indirectly, and how well you have penetrated that market. Okay, so you keep that in mind. Grant versus bank loan, and don't ever go for bank loan for 2-3 years if it's a startup business. Avail a loan through an incubation center. That itself is a great thing, because we are in technology business, and we are in a high risk business. I would say I have seen it is not a negative thing. 9 out of 10 startups fail. So availing a bank loan and running a startup business is not that good. When you have to avail a loan is after 3-4 years. Once you generate cash flow, then you can do. Don't go for a prototype or a MVP development to a bank. If your MVP is going to cost 10 lakhs, sir, I'm getting only 1 lakh as a grant money or 3 lakhs as a grant money, whatever. I need extra money. So let me go to a bank loan and avail a loan at some interest, even if the less interest rates 10% per annum. That itself is little higher, I would say, because it's very hard to repay, because the revenue generation will take long time. Say, for example, ma'am is developing a product now. At least it will take another 1 year to 2 years to have a solid revenue. Am I right, ma'am? At least with 1 or 2 clinics or hospitals, it will take some time.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I am very reluctant, and I won't advise my incubators to take bank loan in the early stage of your startups. Even if banks are willing to give, most of the time banks won't fund a startup at a very early stage. I never seen a bank funding, a startup, a technology-based startup, because it's very soft in nature. It's not tangible asset. They will have as a collateral. They cannot attach anything. They won't have any revenue model. Just with the business model alone, bank won't provide. Of course, they need some kind of a tangible collateral. Otherwise, they're not funding. So the only way to get fund is through an incubation. So most 99% of the government grant for startup companies is through incubation program. That is through a recognized incubators like NEC Business Incubator or other thing. It is of course, we are not in the top level, I would say, in terms of fund, like IITs and other things like that. They get like crores and crores of money for grants. We are in the process, of applying and getting it some. But there are incubation centers, they have like 50 crores, 100 crores, like IIT Chennai. They have huge grants for startups, not for project, I'm saying. So, that is a great, thing that faculty and student startups should know. Well, other things, as we are providing them with, mentors and other things. Like these are like common incubation services that every incubation center provides. So this is not a big deal. And now we also have a team of people like us who constantly engaged with our incubating startup. Okay, so the other 2 things, the IP management is also directly done by incubation center now, and how to do technology commercialization. So many students, they come up with a product and they would say, sir, we cannot manufacture it at this stage. We just want to commercialize it by providing some license to third party thing. That also we are exploring. not in the web or mobile app based startup, but if it's a mechanical based thing, everybody cannot start a manufacturing unit and develop their product, their innovative product. Once they apply IP and they got some kind of a patent, then they can go for technology commercialization by providing some kind of a license, and they can get a license fee out of it. So those are the kind of things also, we are having we have a very well defined policy around that in NISP policy, how we can commercialize it and we can license it on behalf of our incubating products, and how college will play a role. Everything is very well clearly mentioned in our NISP policy, National Innovation Student and Startup Policy. Okay. So as I said, I put the second point in red color because any grant you take or even any soft loan through an incubator you take, the final metric will be job creation and wealth creation. Wealth creation is what the revenue you are going to make, and job creation is how many employees you have employed and how many interns you have hired for your incubator, for your startup company. So this is the direct thing, we measure as a success of a startup business. All other things, of course, the technology can be a fancy technology. You will have a drone technology, or some will say, sir, we have blockchain technology. Those are things is fine. But this one thing, job creation, along with wealth. This is the final metric. Any government program, whether they fund an incubation center or whether an incubation center is funding a startup, the final end thing what we measure is job creation and wealth creation. So in the end, your goal should be to create revenue, thereby you can create wealth and thereby you can create jobs. It is not just purely, I have developed a great fascinating technology. That alone is not going to, play a major role in measuring your performance, I would say. Because many students and faculties get lost in that, saying, sir, I'm developing this, I'm developing that. Because of course, they're more fascinated about that technology and they'll add more complexity to their product. Eventually, the customer won't buy it, or they won't have a market for that. And how can they employ people if they don't create wealth? So, or a revenue? That doesn't make any sense. So what we suggest is how quicker a startup can bring those wealth creation, job creation. So all our activities and program, whatever we do, we ask our incubators to quickly come up with a revenue model and make it a successful, sustainable business. That is very important. See, these are some example of academic business incubators in India. Very successful incubation centers you see in IIT campus, and even now our incubators, two of the incubators have done a short program, and they awarded for that MAM's company on Cogniac Private Limited as well as Vetan. Both the companies, they were part of a sign only. Yes, ma'am. You are part of Hyderabad incubation center, the academic incubation. Which incubation center that you
manage?
What is
manage, sir. Manage Hyderabad.
Manage. Okay, good. So
no. I attended a TEDP program. That's entrepreneurship development program in IIT.
Triple IIT, am I right? Triple IIT.
Yes. Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So now you see there are a lot of incubation center funded by Niti Aayog, that is AIM, Atal Innovation Mission. Underneath they have two type of fund. One is AIC and ACIC. We also applied for ACIC. We are waiting. Hopefully, definitely, because of pandemic, they didn't call us back, when we sent our proposal. So hopefully after this pandemic is over, we might get, because we are eligible to apply for ACIC because we are providing a matching grant. So we are in the process of getting that also. And we are also planning to be a DST support incubators through Nidhi program and other things. But apart from that, see, I would say we can rank ourselves in the second or third tier, but there are top tier incubation centers in India like KIIC, SIGN, that is Kitty Incubation Center in Bhubaneswar. So they're all doing a a phenomenal job, I would say, in supporting their incubators. So our aim in CRIC is also to become like IITs and KIAC. So that is our final goal. And these are some incubators that run by Angel Network and other foundation groups like Vadani Group, NEN. NEN is there in all the colleges, and IAMS, NSRCL. So these are like angel and VC venture capital backed business incubators, I would say, where you'll definitely get a bigger fund, not grant here. See, guys, these are not even loan. This is a third type of fund for equity fund where if you go attend an incubation program in Mumbai with IAN, Indian Angel Network, eventually an angel network fund will be there like with 1 crore or 2 crore, and they'll support that incubating company. So these are like bigger things when they're backed by business incubator, backed by angel or VC back. Our incubator is backed by an academic institution, National Engineering College. Am I right? But there are certain incubation center like this, they're directly backed by the funding group like a venture capital group or an Indian Angel Network group. Those are. So eventually after 2 years of graduation, you can plan to apply for these kind of an incubation center as a co-incubator also. It's not necessarily okay. So at the end, you have to grow and get the funds, and that is the final goal, and you want to create wealth. Of course, your journey has started with National Engineering College Business Incubator, KRIC, but your growth and our growth will also be measured if you can enter into these kind of incubation centers as a co-incubator. That is great for us. So you don't have to shy away from applying for other incubators as a co-incubator also. You can do that if you are getting much bigger fund. But these funding agencies or this funding network, they see you in a different way. Your startup has to have some kind of a traction. It is not that you can just go, you have an idea, you go and apply, they don't entertain. Ideas worth the dime. So it's beyond that. You have to develop your product, your MVP, then you have to have a product market fit. So that is why, what I would suggest 2-3 years, 2.5 years, you be with an incubator like us, any of our student or faculty, these kind of a support, you develop all those things, here with the minimal grant, whatever we are providing or fund, then you go and apply for a angel or a VC backed business incubation center like this. Whether for Vadani Foundation or whether Venture Catalyst Fund now, it's a very big integrated incubator program they run. And NSRCL thing. NSRCL also doesn't provide direct fund, but you have a very good connection with Angel and other VC network. So then now the third type of incubators called state government run incubators. Kerala government is having a Kerala startup mission where if you are registering a company in Kerala, they will help you with funds, grants, and like this a co-working space. And in Kochi, they have a very good setup. And Karnataka, Karnataka government has tied up with other academic institutions only to power their incubation and innovation program. And other startup program is Startup Odisha. So if you're launching, if you're having a branch in Odisha, then if you're a startup, they welcome you like anything. So if you have a plan to launch your startup in Odisha, you can get grants and go set up there. T-Hub is one of the thing in Telangana. And our Tamil Nadu program has EDA Tamil Nadu. They don't have a separate incubation center. They have a network of incubation centers here not in guys, please mute. Not in private institution like us, but they have now 9 incubation centers in government universities and colleges. That is powered by EDA. EDA is a nodal agency for Tamil Nadu startups. Not EDI, EDIA, Tamil Nadu, we call it. It is, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of Tamil Nadu. So they have, it's a state government thing, and they have a lot of incubation centers set up by state government funds now. So 3 things, guys, I have discussed today. It's an academic run incubation, private institution like us. Second thing is like IITs, and other thing is like government institution run incubation centers. And the third thing is angel and VC backed incubation centers are there in India now, and state government run incubation centers. Some governments like Kerala, they have their own setup. But EDA Tamil Nadu incubation program is run through public universities. Okay, so they all have funds, you know. So if you are planning to apply for EDA, they'll give 5 lakhs as a grant money to launch your startup. So, you know, I can help you. If you're applying for that, we can help you, but it has to be a product-based thing. It is not just they'll give for a service-based thing. They somehow they don't want just an app or a web-based business model to be supported for some reason. They say they support, but I never seen, you know. So Anna University here is a nodal agency for that. So if you have a good product idea or something and that is need to be converted into a startup, they are giving 5 lakhs for commercial purpose. So that is a great thing. Now, you know, I want to come to an you know, definition of accelerator here. So all this time we have discussed about these 4 types of incubation centers and what are the common services we get from an incubation centers. Gerald, you're recording, you know, this one?
Yes, sir.
Video recording.
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay. So good. So accelerators is a second level to take your startup to greater heights. Incubation program will take you to a level where you can enter then an accelerator. That's what I would say. Accelerators come to scale, but incubators are there from idea till product launch. Accelerators come from your product launch or with your little traction to a greater traction with greater amount of fundraising can happen. Predominantly in India, we have only corporate run accelerator program. Like incubation program we have in academia and other thing. Corporates like Cisco, Google, Flipkart, Microsoft, they all have their own accelerator program. Flipkart has their own program called Leap. They just recently launched. If you're an e-commerce run or other program, you know, that is being linked to those kind of business model, you can leverage their support by entering this program. Again, Google Accelerator is little open. They support, you know, of course, it's a deep tech based startups they support. So I would say you don't have to be in a hurry to apply for an accelerator program. If you graduate and from our see, graduation is not from the college graduation, talking about from the incubation. From if you are an incubatee of NEC, you can be our incubatee for at least 2 years, 1 or 2 years, and then you can plan to apply for this when you are scaling up your product or service. This is a global accelerator program, Y Combinator and Techstars. How many of you heard about this accelerator program? Anyone apply? Anyone have so far applied for any of this India-based accelerator program or a global accelerator program from our college? Anyone can apply. So there is any startup can apply. So there is no you know, thing that you know, we are you know, we are not eligible. So for example, Y Combinator global accelerator in Silicon Valley in US, they have a new model for funding early stage startup. They give you 120K if you have a small traction for your startup, and then you're going and doing a program there for 3 months. Now they are doing it virtually, so you can apply. But these are like a highly competitive program where your startup has to be should have at least some kind of attraction, not just with an idea concept. You can enter into these accelerator program. They don't you know, accept. But the incubation programs like this, you know, it's very easy as long as it has some social value and you plan to have your MVP launched in our incubation center, and then you as a co-incubator or other direct incubator, you can go and apply. You can very well enter these kind of incubation center. But accelerator program, you should, it's a must, you should have some traction, and your technology should be very well refined, and it should be, your idea should be validated, not just a hypothesis. You can take it and, you know, go there. You should test your hypothesis very quickly, and you have validated your program and show attraction, then you can apply. Okay, so see, these are run like a cohort basis. All these accelerator program run like a cohort basis. In the sense, they'll select 30-40 startups, they do like a structured program from starting till ending of this 3 months, and then they'll provide a greater network connection with a greater funds.
Sir,
And
now
quickly
sir,
yes, ma'am.
myself and Ganapathiram is attending cohort 5 in Manage, Hyderabad.
In IEEE or
Manage, sir, Hyderabad.
is it
It's a-
an incubator? Is it an incubator program you're doing or accelerator program you're doing?
So incubator program, sir.
So it's an incubator program. Okay. It is run by any academic institution, or how is that your?
It's a separate institution for agri-oriented startups, sir. Only meant for agri-oriented startup.
But yours is a healthcare IT, am I right? Healthcare startup, health tech, I would say.
They said that there will be some provide some funding, so we thought it's just we can attend. Let us.
Oh, good, very good. See, there is no harm in attending all the incubation program or cohort program, accelerator program. So, if you generate those kind of connection, exposure, yes. If you have that connection, that is good. The accelerator program come in a more advanced stages when you already validated your business model with some. If you show growth potential, then you can do it. Okay.
Yes,
I have some power cut here. Hopefully, another 5 minutes I can do. So, any question? Tomorrow we'll meet same time. I just want to touch up with incubators today. This is a part of our fourth quarter. Tomorrow also same time we are meeting. So this whole week we will have alternate. We will meet all the days, and next week we'll have 1 or 2 days we can do it. Okay. So any students here today who are having any queries? Hello. Anyone, any student here? Gerald, now we have 17 students, but for attendance purpose, can you quickly ask them to unmute their video and take? See, sponsorship. Somebody has asked a good question. Is there a sponsor? What is you tell me just by English definition, what is a sponsorship and a grant? Who asked this question? Yes, who is that?
Leo.
Leo. So for a startup, you can get a sponsorship for doing some kind of like an advertisement revenue or something. You can get a sponsorship to do some program for your startup. A sponsorship, again, you don't have to pay. But I'm talking about, it is not a funding. Sponsorship is not a funding, first of all. Grant, loan, or a equity-based thing is a funding. There is a difference between funding and sponsorship.
Oh, okay.
Say you are having a company. Now, Crick is the incubation itself. You can go get some advertisement sponsorship for doing some program like Startup-a-thon program or something. And NEC is doing a cultural program. You can get some sponsorship for that. But sponsorship is not directly linked to any kind of funding thing. Funding means either you have to repay or you have to, it is attached to your equity. You have to give, say for example, you can give 5% of your company or 10% of a company and you can raise some 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. That depends on the value. I'm giving an example. But sponsorship is directly linked to mostly an event-based thing where you can raise fund for that particular event. Or some scholarship program you can get for through sponsorship by some trustee or something. So those are all like different terms. But in a startup fundraising thing, we don't. 1 minute. Yeah, Leo, you got the difference. Am I right? So
Yeah,
don't
yes.
compare. See, even it is not a project like what Samil Selvi madam said. she used to apply for some project grant from DST, and she get project. Even that cannot be compared. Project cannot be even compared with this. Startup has a different funding structure, and ultimately, what parameters determine the success is different. As I said, I'm right. Job creation, other thing. So funding can fall under three categories. One is grant, another is loan, and another is equity-based funding. But I didn't go deeper into equity-based funding because that is a slightly different, complicated topic. I have to teach you another 2-3 hours about equity-based funding. Understanding a loan-based or a grant-based funding is pretty much straightforward. Am I right? You apply for a grant and you get it, say 5 lakhs. And as I said, you don't have to repay a grant. And the same way, if it's a soft loan, like how we are providing in CRIC, in KR Innovation Center, we provide a prototype-based funding called as a soft loan, where the repayment period starts only after 2 years of availing that soft loan. So, as a loan structure or as a this, are you planning? You are asking this question in the context of a startup or other thing?
No, sir, just confusion. That's.
Are you clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Any other question? Gerald, you have to take one more pick. You have to ask them to come unmute their video. Leo, can you unmute your video, pa? Kasirajan,
Yes.
Manoj. Just for our attendance purpose, if you can unmute your video for 1 minute.
Rachika.
Shakti ma'am, can you ask some students or faculty members to come?
Students, can you please unmute your video? Thank you, Leo. Santosh.
Directly attendance ku idile you can click pa and
Attendance ke agne sheet anupirukken sir. Chat le anupirukken.
okay, now can you ask one student alone here to summarize what they understood of what is the definition of an incubation center?
செண்பகலட்சுமி வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்கம்மா.
All right, ba. Gerald, you can take a 2-minute clip of somebody as a video also. You need a.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, yes. Thank you. Before we wind up, is there any question, ma'am? Tomorrow we'll meet same time, 4 o'clock. Shakti, ma'am, can you arrange meeting for tomorrow also the same timing?
Sure, sir. Sure.
All right, great. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.